And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kassarian, and today we are working on a four-door variant of our, not really venerable, but, you know, pretty decent line. What we're actually going to do is we're going to copy our sport version, and we're going to switch over to that sport clone. And we're going to delete our old four-door design. And we're going to make this the base for our four-door. Okay. Okay. So we'll come back to here. We'll save it up. And we'll jump to here. So we're going to make this our four-door. And we'll do some body modification on it now, too. So we're going to give it a bit more in the back. But we're going to try and keep that same line. All right. And then, more importantly, however, so you can see right now if we look at this, we can't really fit any different engines in here, right? Family, we can delete that. Nope. Okay. Has to be used by the Intrepid. All right. So we're going to actually lengthen the nose a bit. Just a little bit. A little bit more length in the nose there. And then we're going to move forward again. All right. So we could use our Alpha or Sport Alpha engines, right? But we don't really have any other engines that will fit this thing. Okay. Even our Eco 6 isn't really going to fit. Now, we could use the Sport Alpha, which is going to give it a not great top speed. Need to always check that would be in here. Yeah, so we're losing... Top speed is going to be 123. Yeah, alright. So, what we're going to do... This is going to be a family car, alright? So we're going to de-sports this entire car. Yes, we've de-sportsed it a little bit. Let's look at our suspension. Let's set it back to normal. Okay. So we're still not really sporty at all. But what we can do here now is we're actually going to switch this over to be an automatic with 4 speed ratios. And there we go. So to keep it there, we have a little bit of wheel slip going on. Just a little bit of wheel slip, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But we're going to switch this guy back to medium compound roads. Okay. Which does boost our drivability a bit. And we can probably kick this guy back to being drums. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so now we're up to 41.6 there. Brake fade's a little higher, but that's something we can deal with. And they don't like that. Alright, fine. And... okay, you guys don't like that. There we go. All right. So now let's look at this. All right, we don't have any fancy stuff there. We're a 5-seat. We're a standard 5-seat. Okay. Standard 8-track with power steering. Let's boost this up just a little bit. There we go. Reliability is pretty decent there. That's nice. So we look at this. That's good. That's good. That's good. So this is the 4-door basic version. All right. Now if we look at markets again, we should see commuter. We're doing pretty well. Let's take another look here. Pony budget, we're ahead, we're more expensive. Commuter, we're behind, but we're less expensive. Haha. Sport budget, we're behind and less expensive. Fun, we're ahead and more expensive, as usual. Fun premium, yep. We're close on family, though. Very close on family. We're less expensive and we're very close, so I like to see that. City premium, we're actually better, and Yeah, look at that. We are both better and cheaper. So, would you look at that. Family Sport, we're doing okay. Family Sport Budget, we're less expensive than the competitor. We're more expensive than the competitor, but we're doing okay. Okay, so, and the advantage is we're still using the Sport Alpha engine. Ah, yay. Okay, so now, let's jump back again. Because we have another version to do, which is going to be the LE of this car. So, let's duplicate. And let's do a luxury edition, LE. Now, that's all fine there. We can give it a little bit more quality there. Tires, wee bit more quality there. Braking systems. I think we're pretty much fine. I'll be honest, I think we're pretty fine on this. Well, let's experiment with something here. So, let's put in a hold. 2-piston. Right there. So we're about 100, less than that, $60 more expensive on our material cost. I like that a lot, actually. It lowers our production units, and our material cost is only marginally higher for solid 2 pistons. And it only drops us our drivability just a little bit. And we'll make up for that in a minute, because what we'll do is... yeah, that's ridiculous. And then we'll go up to twin tubes. It'll give us a little bit more ride height. There. Alright, so now what are we looking at? Torque curve and smoothness they don't like. This isn't the most comfortable car in the world. They like the gearbox, they like the entertainment, interior quality. They don't like the passenger space, but that's neither here nor there. Safety, footprint's a minus, and safety options are a minus. I don't know why safety options are a minus. Practicality, cargo volume is still, and seat count is still. Alright. Well, hold on. Let's see here something. This is a 4-door, right? What are we doing for seats? Oh. Derp, 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 derp. There we go. Alright, that's a bit better on the practicality meter. Okay. Yeah, our economy's not great, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, good. I like to see all this. Alright. It's not sporty at all, but it works. Family. Let's do this mode. Okay, commuter. We're ahead and we're cheaper. Look at that. Not by a lot. We're not ahead by a lot. Seriously. We're only ahead by a tiny, tiny bit. We're ahead and we're more expensive for pony budget. Family, we are ahead and we're cheaper. Look at that. Haha. Sport budget, no. Fun. We're ahead. We're more expensive, but we're ahead by a bit. Fun premium, same thing. But we're actually cheaper. City premium. We're ahead and we're cheaper. I like this car a lot. City Eco. We're ahead And we're more expensive, unfortunately. All right. Well, that's not a huge issue. Okay. So, we also need... Let's duplicate the 4-door. Well, this is just a minor tweak. Let's just do this with the 4-door LE. So let's duplicate it, 4-door LE clone, and we're going to call this the 4-door LE hatchback. Okay, so let's come back to here, and back to here, and we're actually going to make this the 5-door version. Thank you. Give ourselves a bit more cargo space there. Alright, so now we can jump back over to here. Why is practicality lower? Ah, okay, it's the footprint issue. Because passenger space went down with the 5-door, I guess? Or maybe when we switched it over to a 5-seater. That may have been it. Okay, so we now have all these different versions. Alright? The last car I want to work on is going to require a new engine. So let's take our Sport LE and let's develop a new engine for it. And this is going to be the Sport LX, alright? So, engine time. And we're actually going to create a new family here. And this is going to be the Blitz. It's going to be a V6. And it's actually going to be the same type of engine that we're using in our... This is an experimental. So we'll call it the LXS. Okay, so that gets it too big. So let's keep it around 86.5, and we'll keep the stroke right where it is. And we'll actually go up to a DOHC. Yeah, I figured that would be an issue. I'm going to do a 4-valve. Yeah, we're going to go with a 4-valve DOHC. Because we're actually going to use this engine for our... Or rather, we're going to use a variant of this engine. And we're going to call this the Prospero 2. No, I don't even remember what type of engine. Let's call it the V6. Let's call it the CS1 V6 for right now. I'll have to rename it later. Okay, so we'll move forward. So let's do... Now, this stuff can all be changed later. So we're going to do cast iron, cast for just right now. And we'll call this our base variant. The base. Oh, yeah. I need to... Oh, right. There's no quality adjustment there. Alright, we'll leave that all the same. Bit of quality there. We'll go naturally aspirated because we can't fit a bloody turbocharger. We will do a mechanical injection, though. Regular gas. Short cast, twin exhaust. Two-way cat, reverse flow, reverse flow. And amazingly, we're not blowing up the engine. Which is a bloody miracle. Okay, fuel octane's up at 94, so we're going to have to reduce that a bit. Which means richening the fuel mixture. And probably backing off on that compression a bit. Excuse me. Okay, so we're producing 145 horsepower at that. So if we... Let's see where this thing red lines up to. Right about there. So we're going to have to switch out our heads anyways. And our con rods are going to have to go up to I-beam steel. We'll go up there anyways, too. It gives us more production units, but it actually decreases our material cost. Okay, so we're also going to boost our cam profile a bit. There we go. And we can get a bit more compression in the engine now. Let's knock off one there. Come back to here. We can give ourselves... Oh, gosh. Yep. All right. There we go. And give ourselves a bit more ignition timing. Perfect. Okay, so we just have our basic version now. We have to do monkeying with this now. There. It's actually a pretty darn quiet engine. 174 horsepower. Which isn't too bad at all. And it's running regular, so we'll save this. Are we hitting our... No, okay. So we'll save this, and we'll duplicate it now. And we'll call this our NAS. NA Sport. Does not stand for North America, stands for naturally aspirated. Okay, right. That can't be changed, but this stuff can all be changed. Okay, good. So, with the Sport version, we're actually going to go up to probably the performance intake, which actually gives us better fuel economy anyways. And back here, we're going to sporty up that cam profile a bit. Which gives us some more playroom back here. Ignition timing looks good. So we can... It's going to be less efficient. But we can get some better compression in that motor. And see, we're now all the way up to 197 horsepower at 6,300 RPMs. Now, if I'll go all the way up to a race engine... Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Now, I could shoot up to a straight-through design. There we go. There we go. Just a couple clicks of quality here. Which might let me get away. There we go. We're at 199 horsepower, which is killing me, by the way. Let's give it a bit more in the fuel mixture department. Yeah, I was afraid it would do that. Bit more in the fuel mixture. There we go. We are up at 200 horsepower. Perfect. Let's move ahead. Excuse me. So, they like this a bit better. I should rename this, shouldn't I? Because this is the four-door, isn't it? Apparently it won't let me. Okay. It's a bit more expensive. And wheel spin is still a flipping issue. Well, this is the sports version, isn't it? that wheel spin. Alright. Let's hold. Bring that down a bit. Alright, so that looks like it's about as high as we're going to get it. Wheel spins down to 26.3. And can I lower my spacing anymore? There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty good there. Okay. And let's take a look at our braking systems and issues. Okay, so we're back to this shenanigan. Yeah. Okay, 2 piston time. And we're still back here having some issues. We're way over braking on our rear, but that's fine. In terms of this, okay, what's going on here? We need a wee bit more. I'm staring at my gauges right now, so. There we go. So it holds pretty nicely there. Okay, no, it really wants that there. Okay. We need some more cooling, however. So, that means making this thing a little wider and maybe a little taller. There we go. So we'll jump back to here. There we go. And there we go. Beautiful. We're still at 122 miles an hour. Not shabby. Okay, so next thing we're going to do. We're going to stick with standard because that's the best for that, but we're actually going to go up a step. We're going up to the gas tubes. There we go. So it keeps that line pretty nicely. Ride height's nice and low for this car. There we go. Squeezed a bit more out of there. So let's look at the details. Brake fade's still an issue. That's fine. Brake balance. They really don't like that brake balance issue. Well, let's hold it. All right, so we're at a 1-piston 160. So if I go to a 2-piston 240, they like that even less. Do you like a drum? They like the drum. I don't understand. So they like the super squishy rear brakes. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. And the quality makes it worse. I don't understand that. All right. But we can go up to the premium. Give us a bit more there. And this is looking pretty good. Let's look at our markets. Fun Premium, we're ahead. We're not that much more expensive. Light Sport, we're not ahead. We're not ahead. We're not ahead. We're not ahead. We're ahead. We're ahead on Pony, but we're more expensive. Track Budget, yeah, no. Family Sport, we are marginally behind by like 1 point. We're a little more expensive. We're ahead and more expensive. We're behind. Okay, so what is it that these buyers don't like about our car? What is it they don't like? I wish we could see like a breakdown. But that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Now, however, we have this NA Sport engine. So, let's save this, come back to here. Let's go to Sandbox. Let's go to Engine Mode. And I want to look at the CS1V6. We're going to look at the NA Sport. We're going to hit Revise Engine, all right? And we're actually going to duplicate the NA Sport. And we're going to call it the Turbo Sport. Okay? First change. Turbocharger. Performance mode. Water to air medium. Yep, medium. Okay, now to start fixing this. Alright, let's drag this compression back down. There we go. So we're now there. Let's look back at our exhaust packs. That goes up. That doesn't matter. Yes, okay, good. Alright, so reverse flow straight through. Let's look at this. We're doing regular performance. Now, yeah, okay, we'll just go with singles because it likes those better. Okay, so our ignition timing's wicked high, actually. And let's see how much RPM we can push out of this thing without things starting to blow apart on us. So having valve float issues. But that's about as good as we can get it. We'll leave it at a +4. Alright, so that's good. How much more max boost can I push out of this thing? Not that much. But enough to get us 236 horsepower, which I like that. I like that a lot. Alright, so we're pushing 236 horsepower out of this Turbo Sport engine. Now, there's not much else I can do to this engine, though. Oh. Well, this is new. Bore and stroke
determine the cylinder size.
Huh. I should probably watch those at some point. That'd be a good idea. Anyways, I think we've run out of time for this episode. We made a new car. It wasn't incredibly successful, but we now have a new engine design. And this is actually a more expensive engine than I usually go with this, that I was planning to go with the Civitas. But the idea is that the CB1V6 is actually going to also find its way onto our standard line of vehicles. Yes! So I'm going to take a look at some of the other standard line of vehicles and we'll see what we can do. Probably the next model year, we'll actually start unifying towards using the CS1V6 in a lot of our other mainline Honor Industries products. So, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope to see you guys in the next episode. As always, happy building.